Imagine a man named Tom living a life of monotony and predictability. His days were filled with routine tasks, comfort, and an unvarying schedule. Tom was content, but deep down, he yearned for something more, a sense of purpose that seemed elusive in his daily grind. Suddenly, out of the blue, Tom's world was turned upside down. A series of unexpected challenges began to invade his peaceful existence. His job, once a source of security, became unstable. Relationships he'd taken for granted started to strain. Even his health, which he'd always been proud of, began to falter. At first, Tom was overwhelmed. He questioned why such misfortune had befallen him. He felt alone and confused, struggling to make sense of this sudden shift in his reality. The life he had known, the predictability he had taken comfort in, had been replaced by uncertainty and hardship. Tom's initial response was resistance. He wanted his old life back. He longed for the security of the familiar, the comfort of the known. But the more he resisted, the stronger the challenges became. He felt as though he was caught in a whirlwind, spiraling into a reality far from the one he had known. Yet, as he grappled with these trials, something within him began to stir. A spark of resilience flickered in the face of adversity. He realized that these challenges were not arbitrary obstacles thrown in his path. Instead, they were catalysts, pushing him towards growth, towards becoming a stronger, more resilient version of himself. Tom began to see that these tests were not there to break him. They were there to shake him out of complacency, to push him out of his comfort zone, to challenge him to grow and evolve. He began to understand that these trials were not punishments, but opportunities for transformation. Little did Tom know, these challenges were not there to break him, but to mold him into a stronger version of himself. As time passed, Tom began to notice a pattern in the challenges he was facing. Life, you see, has a way of presenting us with repeated patterns. These patterns, though sometimes subtle, are the universe's way of signaling that change is on the horizon. Like a cosmic Morse code, these signs are there for us to decipher, to understand, and ultimately to grow from. Just take a moment to think about your own life. Have you ever noticed a series of similar events or challenges that seem to recur? Maybe you've experienced repeated financial struggles, relationship issues, or even health concerns. These are not random happenstances. They are the universe's way of nudging you towards change, towards growth. In Tom's case, he started to see that the challenges he was facing were not just random curveballs life was throwing at him. Instead, they were lessons wrapped up in the guise of hardship. And these lessons, they were his stepping stones to a transformed reality. By recognizing these patterns, Tom was able to approach each challenge not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity for growth. He understood that each test was a sign that he was ready for the next level of his personal evolution. But recognizing these patterns is not a one-and-done thing. It requires awareness, introspection, and a willingness to look beyond the surface level of what's happening. It's about being able to see the bigger picture, to understand that every challenge is a piece of a larger puzzle that's shaping our lives. And the most beautiful part? The moment you start recognizing these patterns is the moment you start reclaiming your power. You're no longer a passive recipient of life's challenges. You become an active participant, understanding that every test is an invitation to become a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of yourself. So, next time you find yourself in the midst of a challenging situation, remember Tom. Remember that the universe isn't conspiring against you. It's guiding you, testing you, preparing you for the reality that you're meant to step into. Recognizing these patterns was the first step in Tom's journey of transformation. Resilience, as Tom soon learned, was not merely about enduring, but about bouncing back stronger. The universe has a peculiar way of throwing curveballs just when we think we have everything figured out. But it's these curveballs, these tests, that shape us, that mold us into the individuals we are destined to become. Tom's journey was no different. Each hurdle he faced, each obstacle he overcame, marked an evolution in his character. A growing resilience that would equip him to face anything the universe might throw his way. Resilience, you see, is a bit like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And just like physical training, The universe's tests are the resistance we need to build our resilience. Each hardship Tom faced was a weight added to his barbell, each victory a rep completed. But resilience is not just about withstanding the blows. It's about learning to dance in the rain while the storm rages on. It's about maintaining a positive mindset even when the odds seem stacked against you. It's about understanding that these tests are not punishments but opportunities for growth and transformation. And Tom learned this well. With each challenge, he found himself becoming more resilient. He learned to embrace the storm, to see the beauty in the chaos. He discovered that the greater the challenge, the greater the opportunity for growth. And he understood that his resilience was not just about surviving, but thriving amidst adversity. His journey showed him that resilience is a key ingredient in the recipe for personal and spiritual growth. It's the fuel that powers the engine of transformation, the catalyst that sparks change. It's the compass that guides us through the dark, the beacon that lights our path when all else seems lost. In the face of adversity, resilience is our shield, our armor against the trials and tribulations of life. It's the fortress we build from the bricks of hardship, the castle we construct from the rubble of defeat. And so, Tom's tale serves as a reminder to us all that the tests we face are not meant to break us, but to build us, to shape us into stronger, more resilient beings, to prepare us for the beautiful transformation that lies ahead. Each test Tom faced was a stepping stone, strengthening his resilience. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, a lesson Tom would learn in his journey. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, uses setbacks as a tool to shape us, to mold us into the individuals we are meant to be. You see, these setbacks, they're not roadblocks, they're detours. They're the universe's way of nudging us towards a path that leads to growth and transformation. Consider our friend Tom. He faced setbacks one after the other, each more challenging than the last. But instead of seeing them as failures, Tom saw them as lessons. Each setback was a new opportunity, a chance to learn, to grow, to improve. He took these experiences, these so-called failures, and used them as stepping stones towards his transformation. When he tripped and fell, he didn't stay down. He got back up, dusted himself off, looked at where he had stumbled, and made sure he didn't make the same mistake again. And that's the key, not repeating the same mistakes. It's about learning from these setbacks, extracting wisdom from these experiences, and applying these lessons to future challenges. And let's be clear, there's no shame in stumbling. There's no disgrace in falling. The disgrace lies in refusing to get back up, in not learning from your mistakes, because, as the saying goes, a wise man learns from his mistakes, but a wiser man learns from the mistakes of others. Each setback Tom faced, every challenge he overcame was a stepping stone on his path to transformation. Each failure was a lesson learned, a wisdom gained, a strength uncovered. And with each setback, Tom grew. He evolved. He transformed. The universe, it seems, has a strange sense of humor. It throws curveballs at us, tests us, and pushes us to our limits. But in the grand scheme of things, these setbacks are not punishments. They're opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to grow, to become the best version of ourselves. Tom's setbacks were not failures, but lessons that guided him on his path of change. And so, we must remember, when the universe tests us, when it pushes us to our limits, it's not to break us, but to make us. It's not to hinder us, but to help us. It's not to punish us, but to prepare us, because every setback is a setup for a comeback. Amidst the storm, Tom had to learn how to trust the journey, even when he couldn't see the destination. This statement rings true for many of us. The universe's tests often come without a roadmap, demanding us to trust the unseen path. Consider the concept of trust. It's not about blind faith in a predestined outcome. Instead, it's a profound belief in our own resilience, in the wisdom of our intuition, and in the transformative power of our experiences. Let's return to Tom. His challenges seemed insurmountable, but he chose to trust his journey. He acknowledged that every test was a stepping stone leading him towards growth and transformation. He understood that these trials were not arbitrary roadblocks, but signposts guiding him towards his true path. Now, trusting the journey doesn't mean bypassing the pain or discomfort that comes with challenges. For Tom, it meant fully embracing his experiences, the highs and the lows. knowing that each one was shaping him, molding him into a stronger and wiser version of himself. Remember, trusting the journey also involves a degree of surrender. It's about letting go of rigid expectations and predetermined outcomes. Tom had to let go of his insistence on how things should be and instead opened himself up to the universe's wisdom. When we trust our journey, we align ourselves with the cosmic order. We acknowledge that we are part of a larger process, a grand tapestry of experiences and transformations. We understand that our tests are not just about us, but are intertwined with the universal rhythm of growth and change. So how can we cultivate this trust? By embracing adaptability and flexibility in the face of challenges, by viewing setbacks as opportunities for learning and self-reflection, by acknowledging that genuine change often takes time, and patience is a virtue, and perhaps most importantly, by recognizing our own strength and resilience. We've all faced tests and challenges, and we've all grown from them. Each one of us is a testament to the transformative power of the universe's tests. Tom's trust in his journey was the anchor that kept him steady amidst the storm. His story serves as a reminder to us all to trust our journey, to trust the process, and to trust ourselves. Every step forwards, no matter how small, is progress. This was a truth Tom came to appreciate. Stepping into the limelight of his own life's narrative, Tom realized that each hurdle he had crossed, each challenge he had faced and overcome, was a testament to his growth. Celebrating these victories, big or small, became his beacon of hope, illuminating his path during the darkest hours. He wasn't just surviving, he was thriving, growing, evolving. He began to understand that acknowledging his progress wasn't about self-aggrandizement or narcissistic pleasure. It was about recognizing his inner strength, his resilience, his ability to persevere. It was about honoring the transformation that was taking place within him. A transformation marked by every test, every setback, and every triumph. For Tom, celebrating his progress meant taking a moment to pause and reflect. It meant looking back at the mountain he had climbed, not to intimidate himself with the height he had scaled, but to marvel at the journey he had undertaken. It meant shedding light on the path he had trodden, illuminating it for others who might be grappling with their own tests and challenges. Each celebration was a milestone, a marker of his journey. It was an affirmation of his commitment to his personal growth, a tangible reminder of the distance he had traversed from where he once was. It was a moment of gratitude, a moment of pride, a moment of joy. But these celebrations were not just for him. They were also for those who had stood by him, those who had encouraged him, those who had believed in him even when he had doubted himself. They were for the universe that had tested him, pushed him, and yet always guided him. They were a testament to the journey, to the transformation, and to the power of resilience. Amidst the celebrations, however, Tom never lost sight of the journey that still lay ahead. He knew that there were more tests to come, more challenges to face, but he also knew that he was prepared, that he was stronger, that he was ready. Tom's journey was not just about reaching a destination, but also about celebrating each step along the way. The storm had passed, and Tom found himself standing stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. This transformation didn't happen overnight, nor was it a walk in the park. It was a journey that tested his patience, resilience, and faith. Imagine this: Tom, once a man bogged down by the mundaneness of life, now stands tall, his spirit unbreakable. The universe's tests had shaped him, molded him into a man of character and strength. He now sees challenges not as hindrances, but as opportunities for growth and learning. He has learned to dance in the rain, to find joy amidst the storm. These tests were not arbitrary. They were tailored to Tom's journey, nudging him towards his destiny. Each challenge was a stepping stone, bringing him closer to his true self. He realized that the universe was not against him, but rather it was for him. It was through these trials that Tom discovered his inner strength, his resilience. Resilience, as we see in Tom's story, is not an innate trait, but a skill honed through trials. It's about standing tall when the winds of change blow, about finding the strength to continue when all seems lost. It's about embracing the storm and emerging stronger on the other side. It's about understanding that setbacks are setups for comebacks. Setbacks, as Tom learned, are not failures but lessons. They are the universe's way of teaching us, of showing us the areas we need to work on. They are opportunities for introspection, for growth. Through his trials, Tom learned to extract wisdom from his experiences, to see the silver lining in every cloud. His journey was not a solo endeavor. Along the way, he found solace in the company of others, found strength in their words of encouragement. His network of support played a pivotal role in his transformation, reminding him of his worth, his potential, his strength. In the face of adversity, Tom learned to trust the journey, to trust the process. He understood that the universe was working in his favor, that each test was a nudge towards his destiny. He discovered the power of surrender, of letting go and trusting the cosmic order. He realized that he was not a pawn but a co-creator of his reality. His transformation was not a destination, but a journey, an ongoing process. Change, as he learned, is the only constant in life. He embraced this truth, viewing each challenge as a stepping stone towards his personal growth. He understood that transformation is not an event, but a process that requires patience, resilience, and faith. And so, Tom stands today, not as a victim of his circumstances, but as a victor. He is no longer the same man he was before the storm. He has faced the universe's tests and emerged transformed, a testament to the power of resilience, trust, and personal growth. He is a living embodiment of the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Tom had faced the universe's tests and emerged transformed, a testament to the power of resilience, trust, and personal growth.